invite each of you to, if you have your programs with you, to turn to page 53 and on to page 56. It contains the bios of these outstanding individuals. And we don't want to repeat all of that up here today, but please look at it at your leisure or as we go along this afternoon.
Our next award is the Leadership Award, and it is presented to Dr. Rose Diaz for her extraordinary accomplishments, her passion for Pueblo culture, her commitment to working with others, and her generosity in sharing decades of experience. Dr. Diaz has empowered the Native people of New Mexico to build and manage successful libraries, archives, and collections so that they may preserve important aspects of their cultural heritage for generations to come.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Along with the hearing aids, one of the things that happens is you often have senior moments. So I wrote down what I wanted to say. So good afternoon. I want to thank the nominating committee for this wonderful honor. I am humbled by the nomination my colleagues and museum directors submitted. They have been strong and consistent supporters of the library. I also want to acknowledge the over 20,000 hours of time given by our volunteers. Together, we have come light years from where we started in 2011. I'm also thankful for the support of the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center's administration, board, and especially for the Pueblo governors who have shown unfailing support in our endeavor to grow our museum and library. In my early life as a historian, I heard the writer Alex Haley speaking of his own journey to discover his African roots, and who was very astonished that his people had no word for museum. Instead, they referred to such places as houses of memory. At the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center, we have been building that house of memory since its opening in 1976. In 2011, we enhanced that vision with several grants, federal and local, that allowed for the library to secure its own foundation. In that endeavor, we have created a new library and archive, not only to serve as a house of memory and preserve the history of Pueblo people, but to work in the dissemination of wisdom and future knowledge. Early on, we created partnerships with public and private entities, with communities who attended our training workshops that included librarians and archivists, community elders, tribal leaders, and advocates for preserving local knowledge within their communities. We have adopted outreach and internship programs that allowed for our work to continue within several communities as well. I am thankful for the welcome we received in these communities, and blessed by the many personal and professional friends I have made there. Finally, I wish to thank my husband, a gifted historian who has been a wonderful support and inspiration through this process, and in his own work with the Japanese Americans. Most of all, I would like to share my son's thoughts on the honor you have bestowed. Both sons are teachers and community activists in their own ways. My youngest son wrote that his mom was awesome. And what mom doesn't like to hear that? My oldest son, who's here today, wrote, "You have taught me so much about working with other people and cultures." And that solidarity means standing with other people long before you need them to stand with you. I am happy to have this, to share these reflections with you of my children, and proud that all of our children and you think our work matters. Thank you.